And welcome to a special edition of the Sports Beat with Richard Holdridge. It is Wednesday, and I am excited because for the first time in over a year, I finally have a guest on the show, and I will introduce my guest in just a bit. Make sure that you like us on Facebook, subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'm also found on Apple and Spotify. You can listen to me commercial free. All right, without further ado, I'm going to bring on this guest. We're talking World Cup soccer. I couldn't think of a better guest than to have one of the original guests that's been on the show and been on multiple times back in its WQEE days. Please welcome back to the Sports Beat, Tana Chavez. Tanya, it's been a while. Welcome. Welcome back. Tanya, welcome back.
Thank you so much.
All right. Well, a lot of people who don't know who you are, this is an opportunity for you to talk about your soccer background. And you've been a regular contributor on the Sports Beat 4 years ago, but I felt like it was appropriate to get you back on just to talk World Cup soccer. So yeah, the floor is yours. Just let everybody know like your background and how long you've been playing soccer and how long you've been keeping up with soccer.
Okay. Well, I've been playing soccer for about 36 years. I grew up in Gallup, New Mexico. I now live in Albuquerque, New Mexico. I played club and college, high school. I also played semi-pro in the WPSL, the Women's Premier Soccer League. And then I played professional soccer in France for the ASJ Soyo in League One. And then I went back to Albuquerque and played semi-pro for the New Mexico Lightning in the Premier Arena Soccer League. So it's arena soccer known as indoor. Then took a little break. Just the team in the league just went on hiatus for a couple years, and then we got back this past year here in 2026, and we competed in professional arena soccer league, the women's major league indoor soccer. And so I got back into it there at my age. I'm in my 40s now, but that's only, age is only a number. My body's still letting me go for it, and I'm having a great time, and I'm just going to play until I can't play no longer. But in between all that, also in 2021, I played for the U.S. Women's Arena National Team. We got to play Mexico in some exhibitions. So that was also a lot of fun, and I was really honorable to be asked to go and do that as well. So that's a short version of my career.
Well, that is absolutely awesome. And I know, I think last time I had you on the show, it might have been 2 years ago. We were
Yeah.
talking Women's World Cup. We were definitely talking World Cup 4 years ago because in Qatar, it was special
Mhm.
because it was during like Thanksgiving and Christmas holidays.
Yeah.
And I want to talk about United States soccer because I thought we were going to have some improvement from 2022. They got to the round of 16, lost to the Netherlands 3-1. This time around, it felt different because you have a manager in Mauricio Pochettino. You have Christian Pulisic, age 27 in his prime, and then you have the sensation Flo Balogun, who I thought he could end up being the next best striker in all of the entire world because of his performance in the World Cup. How would you grade the United States' performance in the World Cup? Take away the round of 16 game where they played just awful against Belgium last night, but so far up to the group of 16, they've played fantastic. But what's your takeaway on the United States?
Well, I mean, I agree. They had a fantastic group play. They came out with a lot of energy, a lot of fire. They really excited our country. There's a lot of fans, people like really getting into the World Cup, getting into the United States soccer team. I felt that it brought a lot of unity. They were extremely fun to watch. It was fast paced, a lot of passing, a lot of excitement. Like you said, Pulisic, in that first game, he was just fantastic in that first game, making things happen, making plays happen. Ball again did a great job getting open, making runs, making himself open to create goals and create things as well. I felt like they looked good. They were passing, they were playing as a unit. From the goal line all the way up to the front of where ball again is. So I was enjoying watching those games. Especially the first two. The first two games were very enjoyable. You did. I mean, we all saw a setback in that third game against Turkey where Pochettino put in mostly subs besides McKennie. But besides that game as well, I mean, the first round of group play was fun to watch. I just with the Turkey game, I just felt like that kind of showed that we didn't have enough depth. Our depth was weak. And I think we also, if you know soccer really well, you're going to see that. I know Turkey played their starters. They had nothing to lose. We had nothing to lose. We already went to the next round. We already won the group. But I mean, in my opinion, that's you still got to go for the win and still come out to play. And I mean, some of the players did well. I really thought Berhalter had a great game in that third game, but it was just you can see the weaknesses and that we don't have depth. But besides that, like you just said, great group play. But after that, like last night was not the funnest game to watch.
No, it was not. And I know that your typical sports fans, the casual sports fans that watch the World Cup every 4 years, not really soccer fans, will get on social media and it was a disgrace. They should fire the coach. They should fire everybody. And I'm like, not so fast. I think that the United States got the right manager. Mauricio Pochettino should be managing this team in the World Cup in 2030. We got to get there first. That's another story. We could talk about World Cup qualification in 2027, but I know it's fresh in our minds. Belgium just completely outplayed us, outclassed us, and they have proven that they have a lot of depth, and that's why they were ranked 9th in the FIFA rankings. United States are ranked right where they need to be. They were ranked 17th going into this World Cup. I know we had a lot of optimism. I was very hopeful. I thought they could at least get to the quarters where they would end up playing Spain. Best case scenario was semifinals against France. But I'm a realist. I think you're a realist too, Tanya. There was absolutely no chance that the U.S. team was going to win the World Cup. Am I correct? I mean, they would have to pull off the 3 biggest upsets in World Cup history for that to happen. And, they had to play it. Belgium was beatable. They could have won last night, or they could have won on Tuesday night. Or, they could have won on Monday night, but they didn't because they made crucial mistakes on defense. But what's your takeaway on the expectations of the United States men's team and the result that came about against Belgium?
Well, I'm with you. I was one of those. I was like, well, they could do it. They could have beaten Belgium if they had come out different. They came out looking very scared, very timid. They weren't playing their game from the moment that whistle blew. It was a different U.S. men's national team. It was nothing like the first 2 games. It was the same starters, but a totally different group out there. I mean, especially at the beginning, Belgium was putting so much pressure on them on that defense. And I mean, my mind was telling me, don't concede a goal this early, and then we do. But that pressure was the game of Belgium. They wanted to frustrate the United States and not give them any space. Both Pulisic and Dest had no space on the wings. There was no movement out there. They could not do nothing with the ball. They put high pressure on both of them and took them completely out of the game. The U.S. does rely on their wing play, and that's how we, spread the field and bring it back into the strikers to ball again. Our center mids, there was times when I saw that they had time where they could have turned and started to dribble, but instead they did a one-touch pass and we lost possession. Things like that, that was just unreal. I never seen McKennie or Adams play that way. So it just looked a little like scared and frantic, panicky at times. Take all those away. If US had played the game that they were playing in the first 2, I think it would have been a totally different outcome. If we didn't concede that goal so early in the game, again, totally different outcome. But I felt in my heart, if they could have done it, they really could have done it. But they did. They dug themselves way too deep. Concede an early goal against a powerhouse team like Belgium. It's hard to come back from that. Yeah, we tied the game, but then we didn't even hold the lead for more than 2 minutes. And Belgium came back and scored another goal on us. And then, like you just said, many mistakes both on defense, and then Matt Freese had that bad play.
Oh, horrible!
I don't know what he thought he was going to get fouled or something, but I mean, those mistakes just mess things up for us. And I was just like, man, they're gonna go to the quarters. They're gonna match the 2002 team and get to that level of making it to the quarters. Spain would have been a tough match, but I mean, it would have been great. It would have been great for our country to see the men's national team get there again.
Oh, no question about it. But we do have the quarterfinals set. Before we preview the quarterfinals, I do want to talk about some of the matches that happened recently. Yesterday, as this is being played on Wednesday night, Argentina coming back from a 2-0 deficit to Egypt in the 75th minute. Incredible. That just goes to show that Lionel Messi is the GOAT. Switzerland ends up beating Colombia on penalties. So it's going to be Switzerland and Argentina, Spain and Belgium in the quarters. You've got Norway beating a very overrated Brazil team. I went on my show on Monday and went on a rant talking about how Brazil overhyped, haven't won a World Cup since 2002, and they lose to a better team in Norway. I think Mexico-England has been the match so far of the World Cup. That was incredible for England to weather the storm and with a man down with the red card, able to hold off Mexico in hostile territory in Mexico City. And then, of course, France and Morocco is going to be in the quarter. So we got France and Morocco, Spain, Belgium, Norway and England, and we have Argentina, Switzerland. When you look at the quarterfinals, and I know that there's a lot of great teams left, who do you think is going to have the easiest path to try to get to the World Cup final?
Oh my gosh, what a question. I mean, I think every match is going to be phenomenal, to be honest with you. I don't think there's really an easy path, but as far as the team that has the most strong and the strength team, I think France right now. I think they're the strongest team. They're young. They work as a team. They play well. They're well coached. They look like they're having fun out there on top of that as well. So I just think France, I don't think they have an easy game coming up or easy path, but I just think as far as strength, they're the strongest team going in there. Spain also looks pretty good now that they've made themselves more comfortable into the tournament. I mean, that first game way back when, I was pretty shocked with that, but they're looking a little better. I like their attack. They go out to the wings. They got Cucurella bringing the ball, bringing great passes in. So I just think the games are going to be phenomenal. I think the Belgium and Spain's going to be a great match. I mean, there's a lot of European teams in this Elite Eight. So I don't know. I'm a little, with Argentina's had some scares lately. They've had to come back yesterday. They came back yesterday, like you just said, and pretty much in the last 12 minutes of the game, scoring 3 goals just to win it. So I don't know if Argentina has it in there. They look a little fatigued. They look a little tired out there, more tired than I've seen them. So it's going to be phenomenal. I'm just got to say, I know the U.S. is out, but there's no reason to stop watching. I think the entire tournament's been great, but there's just so much more to come.
Yeah, and I'm really looking forward to that England-Norway matchup. You got Harry Kane, Jude Bellingham for England going up against Eric Haaland for Norway. They haven't really been in the World Cup and been this far since 1994. That's a big story. Morocco coming back after making a semifinal run in 2022, back in the quarters when they were at one time ranked 82nd in the FIFA rankings a couple of years ago. We got some great storylines. I think that Belgium-Spain matchup could easily be 0-0 going into penalty kicks. And then we've got Argentina taking on Switzerland. I did not expect that Switzerland was going to be here. I didn't think Switzerland was ranked all that high. I remember the United States tied them in 1994, but they are able to withstand a tough Colombian squad. But I do think that the semifinals, which, by the way, will be in Atlanta and in Dallas. So I think that we have one semifinal where we have, I'm going to guess it's going to be Argentina and England. That's going to be in one semifinal, and then France and Spain in the other. And I'm going to go on a limb here. I think that the World Cup final is going to be France and England, and I'm picking the underdog. England is going to win the World Cup. They haven't won it since 1966. That would be their second World Cup. I just feel that the goalkeeping from Jordan Pickford and then Harry Kane is just playing on another level. He's got ice water in his veins. Jude Bellingham is another one of those young and up-and-coming stars. And I know France has got depth. It's not just Kylian Mbappe. It's Michael Olise. It's also Ousmane Dembele. Those three guys right there could be strikers on any team. And they got three dangerous strikers on that team. I know that's a mouthful, but I know you are the soccer expert. In your opinion, what do you think about these 8 teams remaining and how they could win the World Cup? And really, when you get to this point, it's a toss-up, especially since we have 8 amazing teams left in this tournament.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with England. England's been fun to watch. That Mexico and England game, I could not stop. I couldn't leave my seat. I just kept watching the entire time. I mean, the hydration breaks, you can get up and use the restroom. I stood there waiting for it to come back on. It was just a great game. And I just became a Jude Bellingham fan, to be honest with you. Like, I'm over here trying to find a shirt to buy or a jersey of him.
Oh, he's great.
Man, he was phenomenal in that game. And Harry Kane, like you say, he's clutch. You can rely on that guy. He's a great captain. And you can rely on him for the headers, for shots, for anything. I mean, it's just those guys are very persistent. I agree. I think France will make it to the final. But besides that, I'm kind of, I in my heart, I do want England. I've always been a fan of England for the longest time. I've always been a fan. I mean, since the Beckham years. I don't know if it's their year. They do have great players, and they're pretty well coached as well. But I'm thinking it could be Spain and France being in the final. The only reason I say that is just Spain has been there before. They've won it, and I just feel like they're hungry. All the teams are hungry, but I just feel like each game they're getting better. And so with Cucurella and Yamin on the wings, anything can happen with those guys. So I feel it could be France and Spain. But if it's England and France, I'm all for it. And although I have ties for France and I went and played professional soccer there, I would love, if that does happen and you are right, I would love England to win it all.
Oh yeah, you got to represent France, especially since you've played soccer there. All right, well, the World Cup final is going to be on July the 19th, and then we wait another 4 years for the next World Cup, which it will be special. 2030, we'll have Spain, Portugal, and Morocco hosting, and then the first games will have Uruguay, Paraguay, and Argentina as they honor the 100-year anniversary of the first World Cup in 1930. So we actually have 6 countries that are going to be getting automatic qualifiers. So it's going to be a great time, and I know that I'll be keeping an eye. I think United States will probably start World Cup qualification in 2028 because usually the 2027 is when the FIFA teams that are like ranked in the hundreds and 200s, they have their qualification, and then the United States will, CONCACAF has only taken 5 teams. So you saw Haiti, you saw Curacao, Costa Rica didn't make it this time, Honduras didn't make it this time. They're hungry. They want to try to get back to the World Cup. It's not a foregone conclusion. The United States, Mexico, and Canada are going to qualify in 2030. But I know that me being a casual soccer fan, and you are actually a real soccer fan because you actually know Premier League and La Liga and Bundesliga. But here's a promise that I'm going to keep an eye on these players that we've been rooting for in the World Cup just to see what they do on their club teams. Because I'm excited, and I just don't want this excitement to end.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. They'll play qualifying in 2028, and it's going to be a tough qualification for us. CONCACAF, like you said, is getting stronger. I mean, there's also Jamaica in there. All those teams quite a few of those teams missed out on this World Cup, and it's going to be a tough qualification. And hopefully, Pochettino stays and we grow with him and we grow with some of these players that are with us now with the 2026 World Cup, and we take some of them again in 2030 and see what some of these new guys that are coming up that we don't know yet what they have. I mean the U21s, they seem to be doing well in their World Cups, and I'm sure in between these next 4 years we're going to see some of these new faces come in, just like you do with the women. And I'm just hoping that it's going to be a strong squad. And the thing is like these guys, to be honest with you, everyone has their own opinion, but my opinion is some of these guys need to get more equipped and play in Europe. And the reason I say that is because there's more, it's higher level. It's a lot more pressure. Like you see Belgium, they're pressuring us. The pressure's different. The level's different. And you're going to get your chance of playing bigger games, maybe a UEFA Champions League game or be in UEFA Champions League, Europa League. Those are high qualified tournaments, leagues that they need to put themselves in and get on teams where they can get some good playing time. That will help them. That's what we need. We need guys that can go up there, go into Europe, play on European teams and excel there and grow and get stronger and better there. I mean, if you look at other countries, that's most of their guys are playing in these top tier leagues. Maybe not just Europe leagues, but other top tier leagues outside the MLS. But I'm excited to see what the next 4 years will bring. Got 4 years to build up the squad, and hopefully, like I said, Pochettino stays. That's the big thing right now that we're all questioning: is he going to stay? Is he going to go? Hopefully, he stays.
Yeah. I really hope he stays too. And
Yeah.
so, some other champions I'm looking forward to: Copa America, the CONCACAF Champions League, the Gold Cup, and the 2028 Olympics in Los Angeles. The United States will have an automatic qualifier. I know the Olympics, they have like the under 23. So those are the younger group. But if you are a fan of USA Soccer, you don't have to wait till 2030 in the World Cup. You can root for them on in the CONCACAF Champions League, the Gold Cup, Copa America. I mean, let's try to win the thing. Let's not rest players. But my final take, Tanya, because I remember 4 years ago you came on this podcast and talked Christian Pulisic. I remember he had a lot of hype around him 4 years ago. He was 23. He's now 27. My takeaway is he's injury prone.
Yeah.
When he gets on the pitch, he can make plays happen. He is our dynamic playmaker because, 1v1, the split against Paraguay was probably the best move I've ever seen. But I think he's been a little overrated. He's injury prone. What's your take on Christian Pulisic? And do you think at age 31 he'll be able to make this national team for the World Cup in 2030?
Well, I mean, it's going to depend on him. He's going to have to start taking care of his body a little bit more, especially as you age. The most important thing is to take care of your body. That's where I'm at now. I mean, a lot of people say like, "Oh, you shouldn't be playing at these high levels. You're in your 40s." Well, I take care of my body. I don't look like I'm in my 40s. He's got to do the same thing. He needs to take care of his body a little bit more. I agree with you. If when he's not injured and he's 100%, he's our best playmaker. He's got flair. He's good on the ball. He knows how to split players, like you said with the Paraguay play. I know which one you're talking about. The thing is I mean, he's no Landon Donovan. I still think Landon Donovan will always be the best playmaker US has had ever so far. I thought 4 years ago Christian Pulisic was going to surpass that and be the new face of the U.S. men's national team and take over that, Landon Donovan. But right now we don't have that guy. I was saying it to myself last night. We don't have the go-to guy. We don't have an Mbappe. We don't have a Messi. We don't have somebody like that we can rely on and like a Harry Kane that's clutch that can get us a goal out of nowhere. We need him. We need to find this guy. He's out there. I know he's out there. We got these U23s, these U21s. But I don't know. I think Pulisic will be on the roster. I just don't know if he'll be a starter at that time. Things are changing. The game is changing. So I kind of think they're wanting to go a little younger. But I feel, I think McKinney, I think Adams, I think Anthony Robinson, Pulisic, I think they'll be back. For Dest is young, but
Oh
I
yeah,
think they'll all be back. But
and
maybe at a
Flo
different
Balogun
role.
too.
Oh, Balogun, yeah, that guy's younger. He'll be back.
Yeah,
These guys stay healthy, they'll be back. But some of them are gonna have different roles. That's the thing. That's the difference.
yeah. And my takeaway on Flo Balogun, he's an absolute dynamic goal scorer, but that's really all he is a striker. I did not see him like create plays in space. Usually, when he gets the ball in that 18-yard box, he's pretty much automatic. I know that the Belgium keeper had an incredible save. It would have been 3-2. He had a one-on-one with the keeper, but I think he's 24 years old. I was optimistic. I was hoping he would be our next superstar. He had a pretty good World Cup, but I don't know. There was some little sketchiness with that red card. First of all, it was a terrible call. I don't want to not talk about that red card because it was probably the most atrocious call I've ever seen. You don't pause VAR on a red card when if you freeze frame it, it looks like he's stepping on his ankle and it's injuring his ankle to where, he could have a permanent injury. But that's not what VAR is used for. That's why I'm glad that they reversed the suspension because they got it right. But I can understand why Belgium and the rest of the soccer world is complaining that there was some sketchiness going on, that Flo Balogun was cleared to play in that match. And it didn't matter because Belgium ended up losing. And quite frankly, Tanya, I thought that was bulletin board material and extra momentum for Belgium to try to win the game.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think it filled fire into them when they got the news that Balogun was going to play. It was, I don't think it really hurt us too much. It gave us a little fire too, but it was just, I think it made Belgium a little bit more angrier because, everyone feels like, oh, that's not fair. Like you said, sketchiness. The thing is, I agree. I don't think it was a fair red card in the beginning. Where is he supposed to land? The both of them are going at 100% speed.
Yes.
Where do you land? You can tell when someone's doing something on purpose. That was not on purpose. He was just trying to land and or get the ball. Same thing with the England red card. He's in a full 100% slide tackle. His leg got caught in the ball and elevated. He didn't do that on purpose. It was just, it happens. I kind of don't think that should have been a red card either. But ours got turned over, got reversed. He's on probation for a year. He got to play. It caused a lot of stir within FIFA, within the World Cup. People are blaming different things on it, but I don't know. Like, I think it just caused Belgium to get a little angry. And you saw a lineup change. He sat out De Bruyne. Gaku didn't start. Lukaku came off the bench. It was a different starting lineup in a way.
Yeah, I saw
that.
It
was saying something in my opinion. Like, I was in my mind, this is interesting. And then how they came out with pressure and extreme pressure at that.
Oh yeah. Well, Tanya, it's really been a privilege. I'm so glad that you were able to come on the show. It's been 2 years since the last time you've been on the sports beat? Man, I'm trying to remember the last time you were on, but I'm not on WQEE anymore. I used to have this show 5 days a week on a radio station in Noonan, and now I just do it for fun. And I'm on the radio station once a week, but I kind of been cutting back on the guest. I was actually went 4 months without having a show, and then I felt like I needed to get to 1,000 episodes, and I'm well past that. But yeah, I was kind of going into the archives, looking at the last time you were on the show, and it was in 2024. So glad that you're able to come back on.
Oh, hopefully yeah, let me know anytime. I'm versatile. Could do baseball, football, basketball, college.
Yeah, and I'm hoping we don't go another 2 years with you.
No, let's not. Women's World Cup is next summer.
It is next summer. So, so definitely would love to have you back on. Thank you once again, Tanya, for coming on.
Like I said, let me know. I'm game. Baseball season still on. WNBA.
Yeah. Anyway, Tanya
Yeah.
Chavez, everybody, thank you so much for watching another edition of the Sports Beat with Richard Holdridge. Don't forget to like us on Facebook, subscribe to the YouTube. Hope everybody has a great rest of your night, and we will see you next time.
Thank you for watching the Sports Beat with Richard Holdridge. You can catch new episodes on Facebook and YouTube every Monday and Wednesday night at 5 p.m. The Sports Beat with Richard Holdridge is a local podcast that covers sports in Columbus, Georgia.